Salut everyone, c'est moi, Elisabeth, and in this video I'm going to be doing something a little different. After completing my reaction to Amber reacting to Amber Lynn, where she reacted to one of her old videos, which was the weight loss tag of January 2014, I kind of wanted to do it myself. Nobody does tag videos anymore. They used to be so big and so fun back in the day. Why'd we stop doing them, you know? So, I don't know. I just, after watching that, and I, you know, she's, in her old videos, she was like, tag. So it's like, well, I want to do it. I'm on a weight loss journey too. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get healthy, to better myself, both physically and mentally, for my own well-being. So I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do the weight loss tag myself. And at the same time, I don't quite know how this works, but tag, you're it. I would love to see other creators also kind of get in on this. I don't know if anything will come of it, but I just think it'd be kind of cool if other creators who are also on weight loss journeys could participate as well. It's a way to share our stories. It's a way to further gather support, camaraderie in the community, and just kind of bring us closer together as a community, maybe. Or I could be way off track. I don't know. So yeah, I know I mostly do reactions on my channel, but this is also something that I am working towards, my own weight loss. So I just thought this would be something good for myself to participate in, just to share, my story. So I am going to be answering all the questions that Amber answered in her original video. So she is going to give me the questions and I am going to answer them. So here we go with the weight loss tag of 2014.
The first question is, when did you start to gain weight?
Okay, so I first noticed that I was really gaining weight most likely around the time that I hit puberty. There are pictures of myself as a little girl. I can't believe how slender I am in those pictures, how little I was. And then it was like when puberty hit, boom, the weight just came on. And I turned into one fat, chubby little middle schooler. And then, of course, when I hit my growth spurt and I started getting taller and taller, I was one of the tallest girls in my class. I was still also the fat girl. So, yeah, right around the time when I hit puberty is probably when I really noticed that I was putting on the weight, that I was different from the other girls, and I was bigger. I was taller. I loved being taller. But yeah, I was definitely bigger, definitely heavier, and as kids often do, they never hesitated to let me know about it. So, yeah.
What was your heaviest weight?
My heaviest known weight is 273 pounds. Is it possible that I may have surpassed that? Yes. But the last time I had weighed myself when I was that heavy, that was my heaviest weight. My weight that I usually stayed within for much of my life was 250. I can remember being 250 as early as late middle school. So again, puberty hit and the weight just came with it. But yeah, that was my heaviest weight, 273. And I never want to be that weight again. I stepped on the scale for just some random reason. No real reason in particular. I just stood on the scale just out of curiosity. It's like, oh, I wonder what I weigh today. And when it read 273, and I'd never seen that number on the scale before, it it scared me. It really scared me because all I could think of was how close I was to being 300. I mean, maybe it would have taken a lot to get to 300, but it's also possible that it may not have taken a lot for me to get to 300. So, you know, that was a pretty big wake up call.
What diets have you been on?
Let's see. I've done Slim Fast. I have done the Special K diet. I have done it something with Beachbody. My cousin was a coach at the time. I had no idea that Beachbody was an MLM. Now I do. The more you know. I think it was called a 7-day fix or something or other. It had to do with like flushing out your system basically to prepare you for weight loss. Yeah, I didn't finish it because it sucked. The stuff they wanted you to drink for that was absolutely disgusting. I made it through, I think, either day 2 or the beginning of day 3. It was right around that point because one of the shakes that I had to consume, I couldn't even drink it. I tried to, and the next thing I was doing, I was vomiting in my kitchen sink. That's how bad it was. Ugh. And then, of course, I tried the Shakeology. That stuff is nasty. Ugh. Do not recommend. Again, Beachbody is an MLM, so steer clear. As far as actual diets, that's probably all I've really tried. Because other than that, intermittent fasting, if you want to classify that as a diet, I have tried that. I think as far as diets go, I think that's pretty much it.
Next question is your goal a number size or a goal on the scale?
I would have to say my goal is pretty much a number on the scale. The number that I am aiming for, my goal weight is 180 pounds. Ideally, I would like to reach 150, but at my size, body type, height, all of that, 180 is basically, it's still considered at weight, more or less, but it's at the high end. So it's the borderline between being overweight and being at weight. So that's my goal at this time, is to reach 180 pounds. But ideally, because my ideal weight for my body is 150. But yeah, my goal is 180.
What is your favorite food?
My absolute favorite food, and this has been my favorite food since I was a little girl, fried chicken. I love fried chicken, especially my mom's fried chicken. My absolute favorite food. Love my mom's fried chicken.
What is your favorite now?
Yeah, I'm with Amber on this one. I don't fully understand what this question means. What is your favorite food now? Although I guess when you're on this kind of a journey, maybe your taste can change, or maybe because your favorite food may have been something that you shouldn't be eating, and you've had to switch up your diet to other foods. of those foods that you're allowing yourself to eat, what is your favorite? So if I'm thinking about it from that perspective, it's still chicken. I love chicken. Um, but as my favorite food now, I am trying to stay away from, deep fried food. So I would have to say roasted chicken. Um, would have to be my favorite now because yeah, no matter how you look at it, I love chicken. My absolute favorite food is chicken, but trying to stay away from the fried chicken. So I've been working with roasted chicken, baked chicken, so just staying away from the deep fried.
What food will you not give up?
Okay, what food will I not give up? Um, Chicken? uh, what food will I not give up? Um, I mean, I'm not really sure how to answer this question because with my with my foods that I like that may not be the most healthy, may not be the best for me, there are healthier alternatives. So, like for example, I love fried chicken, but there's a healthier alternative, baked chicken or roasted chicken. So I can still have chicken. Um, what will you not give up? I I don't think I have an answer because there really isn't a food that I absolutely love and adore and have to have in my diet as a must be part of my diet type of food. So I don't think I can really answer that question. I've been discovering new foods through this journey that I've been enjoying. Um, and I have been giving up certain foods, fast food for one. I'm not going to McDonald's or KFC or those places as often as I used to. And I'm trying to avoid like, chips and cookies and candy and those kinds of things. But a food I won't give up, I don't think I really have an answer for that one.
How do you reward your accomplishments?
How do I reward my accomplishments? Well, I learned the hard way that the wrong way to reward your accomplishments is with junk food. During the early stages of my journey, when I would have a weight loss, um, I would reward myself with a pint of Ben and Jerry's mint chocolate cookie or strawberry cheesecake. And when I say a pint, I mean the pint. That was my reward. Ay, ay, ay. And how long it took me to figure out that was the wrong thing to do. So, I am trying to get away from doing that kind of rewarding for myself when it comes to achieving goals. Um, Recently, I completed my very first diet bet. I did a video about it, and I lost 12 pounds during the process of the diet bet. And to reward myself, I decided to buy my first pair of Nikes. Now, but before you think I went way, way, way overboard, I got them through Poshmark. So I got them at a much reduced price. But I had never had a pair of Nikes. And I am getting more and more involved in walking, jogging, and I am pushing myself to running. Pushing myself, still not quite there, but I'm pushing myself. And I wanted, or I have been wanting a good pair of running shoes, you know? And I just decided, you know what? I did good, and I am going to reward myself with my first pair of Nikes. So I guess you could say that the way I reward myself is through retail therapy.
What will you do at goal?
What will you do at goal? Um, I'm not sure. I'm kind of with Amber on this one. I'm not quite sure how to answer that question. Um, but something I would like to be able to do, and I feel like it's something that I could do when I do reach goal. I want to run a marathon, and not just, half walk it, half jog it, or walk it the whole way. I want to run it. I have a very close friend from school who does marathons left and right. She is always participating in marathons, and I've never been able to do them with her. Um, I've done 5Ks. I've either walked them or half walk, half jog them. But I would, I would love to be able to run a marathon.
Um, what diet or plot are you following now?
The diet or plot I'm following now is on MyFitnessPal. I am counting calories. Um, I am limiting myself to about 1,800 calories a day, and it seems to be working pretty well. And I mentioned in my video, my I titled it "Where Have I Been?" or "Update" or something like that, because I had taken a bit of a hiatus from recording when I got my anemia diagnosis, and also my work schedule went into mandatory overtime, and I didn't have a lot of spare time. um, uh, Things kind of got a little rough, out of hand, lost sight. But before that happened, I was using Fitbit to track my calories. So I was using my Fitbit app to track everything. And I remembered that, before I fell off track, it felt weird that Fitbit would adjust my calories so that, after I would do my morning walk with my dad in the park, and I would do my solo walk or jog through town, my allotted calories for the day would increase, and it just kept throwing me off. I would still abide by it, but it would throw me off as to, wait, how come I had 1,800 on this day, but I had 2,200 on this day? It didn't make any sense to me. So I had decided that this time around, so that I could stay consistent, my calories I would track through MyFitnessPal, and everything else would be tracked through Fitbit. So anything that was automatic, like my steps, my sleep, my heart rate, all that stuff that Fitbit tracks, that would be automatic. That would go through the Fitbit app. But the things that I track myself, like my calories and my water, that would go in MyFitnessPal. So that's the plan that I'm working with right now. 1,800 calories, tracking through MyFitnessPal, moving more, definitely getting in some cardio, some movement. And that's pretty much it.
Favorite body part?
My legs. Favorite body part? My legs. I this may seem kind of weird based on who it came from, but I can still remember when I was a teenager, my own grandmother made a comment that I had sexy legs. And Admittedly, I have always loved my legs. I've always loved the shape of my legs. I always thought I had nice legs. Because I'm a tall girl. I got the legs to show it. And, doing those little steps where you stretch out the calf and make the definition and your legs stand out. I mean, if there was one part of my body that I never felt like I was fat, it was my legs. Because I never noticed the overweight aspect of my body in my legs as much as I did in my stomach area, my neck, my face, my arms. You know, in all of those places, I could see I was overweight. I was fat. But in my legs, woo! Elizabeth is hot. But yeah, being told by your grandmother that your legs are sexy, that's kind of an odd compliment, but I've never forgotten it, and that's always been one of my absolute favorite compliments I've ever gotten, is that I have sexy legs. But it came from my grandmother.
What are your non-scale goals?
What are my non-scale goals? Well, I definitely want to be able to fit my clothes better. Um, Even though I wear usually between a 2X and a 3X, depending upon the brand and the make of the garment, um, I would usually range within a 2 to 3X, and that has been my normal since upper middle school. Um, I had noticed when I was at my heaviest that my clothes weren't fitting the way they used to. Like they would fit, but not well. And I mean, now that I'm, losing weight, I'm noticing that my clothes are fitting so much nicer. They're looking better on me. So maybe I was actually more of a 3 to a 4X and just didn't know it, or was in denial that I was that size and just didn't want to believe it. Um, I'm actually kind of leaning towards I was in denial. I didn't want to believe it. So just being honest. Um, but yeah, I would usually be between a 2X and a 3X. More often than not, 3X. So my clothes are starting to fit better. So that's definitely a non-scale victory that I would like to continue to see. I actually have a goal outfit that I want to fit. If you've watched one of my earlier videos where I talk about my goal outfit, it is a size 18 capri and a 1X/18 blouse. And it's just a white button-up shirt with 3/4 length sleeves with cute little detailing on the sleeve. And it's a very simplistic outfit, but it's a goal that I'm tired of being a size 22, 24, more likely a 26, but didn't want to admit it. So I want to be under the 20s. I want to finally reach under 20. So that's definitely a non-scale goal that I have in mind. Another one that this one's probably going to sound really weird. But I have always, ever since I came to know that I was heavy, I was fat, I was overweight, I have wanted to see my clavicle. All the beautiful girls, beautiful women, attractive women. I I've always noticed how when they stand proud and their shoulders are back and their arms are down to their sides, and their neck is straight, and their head is lifted, and they're in this very proud stance. That little jut of bone that sticks out from just below their neck. And I've always thought that that was so beautiful. And I want that. I've always wanted that. And when I was, in school, fat girl, heavy girl, all the pretty girls, all the popular girls, you could see their clavicle. They had that beautiful form, and I always wanted it. So, I mean, this may sound really weird, but it's something that I've always wanted to see on my body, is to see my clavicle without having to hunch over, punch up my shoulders, and throw my collarbone forward just so I could see that I had one. Because I would do that. I would do that in the mirror when I would be trying to make myself feel better, especially when I was a teenager, just to prove to myself that I had one. But when I would try to stand proudly with my shoulders back and my neck, straight, and my chin up, and just that proud stance, I wouldn't be able to see my clavicle. So, again, this might be something that's just completely, just plain vanity, but it is something that I would like to see on my body, just to be able to see my clavicle. Oh, you're going to think Elizabeth is so weird. Okay, I got to wrap this up, but there is one more non-scale victory that I want to achieve. And again, this is probably coming from a vanity point, but this is something that I have wanted since I was a little girl. I want to wear my mother's wedding dress. When I get married, my dream wedding dress is my mother's. It became pretty clear to me early on I would not be able to wear her shoes. My mother's shoe size is a size 8. I'm a size 10. So that was never going to happen. I was never going to be able to wear my mom's shoes. I accepted that. But I remember as a little girl, trying on my mom's clothes, my mom's dresses, all those things. But, she would never let me touch her wedding dress. But, I'd seen the pictures and everything. And ever since, I have dreamed that when I get married, I want to wear my mother's wedding dress. But at my current size, that's not possible. My mother was a size 14 when she got married. So in order to be even able to try to fit the dress, I would need to lose a lot of weight.
What makes losing weight hard for you?
What makes losing weight hard for me is disruptions to my routine can offset me. If for whatever reason I can't get in my walk or my jog on a certain day, if there's a complete disruption to my schedule, that can throw me off. What makes weight loss hard for me? Sometimes being on a restrictive diet, sometimes you still get those urges to want to overeat, to want to binge, basically. And you have to fight down those urges. I'll still get those hunger pains when I'm bored or when I'm feeling emotional, and I have to talk myself down. Um, Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. Uh, so that can make it hard. Um, if I'm not seeing any improvement in the scale, that can sometimes derail me as well. Uh, if I'm not seeing the numbers go down, that can sometimes get to me because it's like, I'm trying so hard. I thought I did so well. You get in that mindset and you start to drive yourself a little crazy, and it can mess with your head and kind of derail your progress. Um, I don't consider myself a food addict. I don't think I am, but I am an overeater. And I do have my moments where I binge. So I won't go so far as to say I have binge eating disorder because it's not diagnosed. So I will not go so far as to say I have that, but I do it. So I definitely overeat sometimes, and I will have those moments where I just get into this uh, binge mode where I just want to eat everything in sight for no apparent reason. Um, and again, I have to talk myself down, or I have to make myself busy doing something. I have to do something with my hands, basically. So, it can't just be something simple like read a book or, put on a favorite movie on Netflix or something. No, I have to do something. I need to start a little laundry or run the vacuum cleaner, do the dishes. I have to do something with my hands. If my hands stay idle and I don't manage to talk myself down, because I will have a mental argument in my brain. Uh, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? You're hungry. No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. I think you get what I'm saying. Is I will have an argument with myself, and unless I find something to occupy my time with, I will find myself in the kitchen looking for something to eat. So that can make it kind of hard for me as well. Is when I have those moments.
The last question is, would you ever consider weight loss surgery?
No. And that's just a flat statement. No. Would I ever consider weight loss surgery? I've actually never considered it. I've had friends and colleagues who have had the gastric bypass. I've seen the results. They look great. They lost a lot of weight. They're so much more healthy. They've doing so much better for themselves. But no, I have never considered getting weight loss surgery. Mainly because it does scare me. Anytime you go under the knife, it's scary. So just the idea of a surgeon having to cut into my body and do things to my body, it's just not something that I want to go through, I guess. You get liposuction, or you get the gastric bypass, or the gastric sleeve. I have no idea if they're one and the same. But that's just always been my mindset. It's just not something I want to do, I've ever wanted to do, and I've never considered it an option. So, no. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my response to the weight loss tag of 2014. I apologize if some of my answers were maybe weird or maybe a little too long-winded. But this is, this is my story. These are my answers to my journey, and yeah. So, to my fellow creators, tag, you're it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you enjoy my content, my reactions, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you will find my links for both Instagram and Twitter in the description box below. Thanks again so much for watching. Again, really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. A bientôt.